CS2 cases are an awesome item, and they're an even better investment. They are an investment in an item that I love and many other people love, and obviously part of that is that they have had insane returns over the past few years, even as recently as this past year, 2023. We can see here the Prisma 2 case was up as much as 434% in the last 365 days, and I do think the future is still bright for cases. I'm buying cases. I'm investing in them. I think they're going to do well, but is there potentially some bad news that has been going on recently that could be the writing on the wall for a future where cases are not a great investment, where cases do not do well? Is there a worst case scenario for cases? I think so. And we're going to be talking about that in this video today. But first, of course, let me plug my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, maybe you're looking to kind of switch things up, maybe you're looking to get some cash to buy some different items, maybe you need some cash for some real life stuff, who knows, stuff comes up, maybe you've made a couple like really good trades, you have some awesome gains, you're looking to cash out, lock in some of those, whatever you're looking for, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is going to be the first link in the description below, and we can get a deal done. You guys can see here just a couple of days ago I spent $1,200 buying some Stockholm and Antwerp stickers from some guy. He said, he got them a while ago at some very great prices. He's ready to lock in his gains and cash out and sell them to me, and obviously I'm here to help you guys do that safely, efficiently, effectively, quickly, instantly. Any payment method you're looking for, all that good stuff, hit me up and we can get a deal done. Obviously it helps support me and my channel and my content as well. With that being said, let's get right into this. So like I said, cases have been absolutely awesome, but what is some of this bad news I'm talking about? What is some of this potential doom and gloom, and what is a case and a world and a scenario where cases aren't a great investment in 2024, or maybe sometime in the future as well? This is definitely something to keep in mind, and this is definitely a risk factor and scenario, really not only for cases, but cases specifically, maybe even the whole CS2 market, who knows? But this is a recent story. Obviously, I know there's already somebody typing a comment being like, oh my God, all you do is cover old news. Oh my God, this was a couple weeks ago. This was December 20th, and you're just talking about it now. Like, hey, shut up. That's fine. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about on this channel. We can't talk about everything instantly, and just because I'm not covering this the day after it happened doesn't mean it is not still really, really relevant. And I'm not just kind of trying to break this news, you guys. I'm trying to apply it to the market going forward as well. But this was a big story a couple weeks ago. I'm sure you heard about it. CSGO player spends $15,000 on cases and gets the money back in court. Obviously, that sounds a little bit ridiculous. It sounds a little bit crazy. But here's what happened. An Austrian court has determined that Counter-Strike cases qualify as loot boxes. Seems, like a pretty decent determination to me, and amount to unlawful gambling. That's where obviously the debate comes in more so. What exactly are loot boxes? Should they be allowed, illegal, whatever? A fascinating event has recently taken place in Styria, Austria, where a court ruled that Counter-Strike Global Offensive developer Valve must pay back around $15,000 to a player who spent that amount on in-game weapon cases, which that's crazy. The fact that somebody spent $15,000, and it's even crazier when, obviously there's people who spend way more than that. Obviously, I don't exactly know what time frame this guy spent $15,000 in, but still, it shows you the amount of money that is in this market. Obviously, this is just one single person in Austria. There's crazy money in this thing, obviously, and Valve's making the money hand over fist. Determining that they qualify as loot boxes and as such an amount to unlawful gambling in Austria, a country well known for its strict stance against loot box practices. So obviously this is not great news, but in the grand scheme of things, Valve having to pay back $15,000 is just a drop in the bucket. Obviously, they are making so much money off CS. They're making so much money off the cases specifically, and just losing $15,000 to this guy, or just even losing the entire Austrian case opening market in general or whatever, is not going to be that big of a deal at the end of the day to them, because they still have so many insanely huge markets. You got to think, they have the United States, they have so many other European countries, they have Australia, they have the South American countries, they have China, they have so many other places. But this is adding to a growing list of countries that either officially have a issue with cases and loot boxes and gambling, whether you want to call it gambling or not or whatever, and it also, there's obviously an ongoing and growing list of countries that could have more of an issue with this in the future. So Obviously, Austria, it seems like now, is kind of off the map in terms of this. We also know that CSGO changes loot boxes to X-ray scanner in France to bypass the laws. This was in 2019, so this has been a while at this point, but France has some different rules and laws and stuff. CSGO players in France will now have restrictions in place based because of their country's laws. Instead of opening the loot boxes like normal with the case and key, players will have to use a special tool. The X-ray scanner allows users to reveal the cosmetic item inside of any skin container. I'm pretty sure how it works is like you scan the case and then you don't have to open it or buy it or pay for it or whatever, but you can't like open up another case until you choose to buy that one. It's not like you can just scan everything and only buy the good stuff. The X-ray scanner allows users to reveal the cosmetic inside of any skin container. There isn't an item spinning animation like a slot machine anymore, and players don't have to buy a key beforehand. So then there's France with some regulation laws and stuff in place. We also have the Netherlands and Belgium banned in CS2 from receiving cases. It seems that people in the Netherlands and Belgium are no longer able to receive cases in game. People from the above countries were already banned from opening cases, but apparently now also receiving them as well. So you can see how things have been getting worse and worse for cases over the years, and that could obviously continue to happen. Now, you never know. It could not happen. The United States could keep going how it is. China could keep going how it is. All these big countries, these huge whales, these millionaires, 10 millionaires, 100 millionaires, whatever, could keep playing in this huge case opening game. And obviously streamers and content creators and all this stuff could keep opening cases. But there's also the potential for some regulation to be had. And it's just really interesting and I guess funny. I don't know if funny is the right word to me, because the CS community has so much issue with gambling. Obviously, people hate it when somebody gets a gambling sponsor, or when these gambling websites sponsor events or players or teams or whatever. And they're so anti-gambling, but yet at the same time, people love opening cases and people love case opening content creators. And people also invest in cases when you are making money investing in cases because people open them or, gamble with them or whatever you want to call it. So there's just so much gray area. It's like, is it morally good? Is it morally bad to invest in cases, to buy cases, sell cases, trade cases, whatever? I don't really know for sure, but this story in Austria is a very, very big deal. Obviously, people have made a big deal about it. Now, again, just by itself, not necessarily a big deal. The fact that they lost Austria, I don't think like, oh, cases are banned in Austria, sell all your cases. Their cases are screwed for 2024. Like, no, I think in the short term, cases are still going to do very, very well, obviously. And I think CS2 is going to be a huge game. I think the player base is going to grow. I think we're going to get new content. I think we're going to get new operations, new maps. I think the majors are going to be absolutely huge this year. I think the player base is going to hit 1 million plus users once again. And I think cases are going to be absolutely getting ripped open at some point, especially the good cases that have some great items inside of them, and that's going to make case prices explode. So I am buying cases right now. I think cases are going to be one of the best investments in the game once again in 2024, but there's just so many people out there that say, cases are a no-brainer, cases are like the safest, best, yada, 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 whatever investment out there, and right now they are. But that doesn't mean there's not the potential for it to go very, very poorly, very, very fast. All it takes is, a couple laws happening in a couple places, and this could be an absolute disaster. People could really lose a ton of money on cases from the investing side and in the investing world. So I don't know. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm not trying to make anybody panic, anything like that. Like I said, I'm buying cases. I'm holding cases. I'm excited for cases. But this is definitely something to keep in mind, and this story coming out of Austria is just another one kind of in the line of the things that have been happening recently. Now, I do think the story in Austria is just very, very weird and strange in general, because this guy got a $15,000 free roll in opening all these cases. Obviously, if he would have opened up $15,000 of cases and pulled a bunch of insane stuff and made thousands of dollars or whatever, he probably wouldn't have been suing them. So it's just like, oh, he got to take a free roll opening these cases and then lose money and then sue him for a bank. Like, I don't know. I think that's pretty weird and bullshit and whatever. Obviously, I think kids gambling is bad, but I think gambling in general isn't that bad. I think adults should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do with their money. And you should be able to handle your own business and handle your own money. And if it's your type of issue or whatever, that shouldn't be anybody else's fault. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, manipulating like children and stuff like that is bad, and that shouldn't be happening. But if we have, better control and regulation over the age limits and ways to verify people's ages and stuff like that, whatever you have to do, I think, it's probably not as bad as some people act like. And obviously there's a lot of money in it, which could help the esports scene, could help, a whole lot of different stuff out there. So who knows? I don't know. It's a lot of back and forth, but just keep in mind that we've seen crazier things happen, even in some of these like developed huge countries with all this money and stuff involved. So, I don't know. In the back of my mind, I am a little bit scared and worried for at some point in the future something crazy happening, especially as I put more and more money into the CS markets and more money into cases and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. I don't know. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Again, if you're looking to cash out or sell any of your CS2 items, hit me up over on Twitter. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.